Hey everyone, it is Steven from Database Tycoon here. This week I want to talk a little bit about one of MotherDuck's new product releases called Guides. This is a product that launched on July 29th, and it's essentially a first-class context layer for your MotherDuck warehouse. So let's talk about what that means a little bit. This context file should contain things like definitions that don't already exist in your DBT project. I'll explain that in a second. And also just general context about your data and your business or organization, pulled from things like Slack threads, pulled from email threads, if you still do those. And the idea is that this is the context that a model couldn't figure out on its own. So I would encourage you to go check out their documentation because they have really good details about what should go into this document and what shouldn't. And I think what's really interesting is that they're drawing a pretty clear boundary between what is a context file and what is the semantic layer. So just to pivot a little bit on that, the semantic layer is being defined right now by standards like OSI, which has been rebranded as Apache ASI, now that they're incubating it. And so the semantic layer is actually quite a lot more granular, I would say, and deterministic. So what that means is the semantic layer should include things like the actual descriptions of your tables and fields, the known join fields like foreign keys that agents should be aware of when they're trying to join tables together, and more things like that, which are more objective about your project. And the context layer is starting to emerge as this more subjective part of your data stack. You know, questions like, when does your fiscal year begin and end? Or even things like, who will work on this task when it's finished? Who will be reviewing this task? Things like that can go in a context layer and help inform the rest of the build of the project. So I'm going to just leave it at that this week. I would encourage you to go check out Guides, even if you're not a MotherDuck user. I think it's helpful to see how they're approaching this challenge, and I think most projects could benefit from having some kind of a context file like this, but the jury is still out on exactly what belongs in there. So have a look at what MotherDuck is doing if you want to see one implementation of this idea, and if you have your own AI project you're working on, or you are trying to add AI to your existing data stack, or just making general improvements to your data stack in general, please feel free to reach out to Database Tycoon and stick around for next week's update. Thanks everybody, and have a good week.